Shabbat Shalom to the elect of YAHAWAH and to the other men, women, and children of our nation. Who YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, have mercy upon us. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. All right, before we start, as always, we face the east. We're going to say the Shema. We're going to bless the names of our power and give praises to the names of our power. All right.
Shema Yashala Yahawah Elohai NAWA YAHAWAH Shema Yashala Yahawah Elohai NAWA YAHAWAH Shema Yashala Yahawah Elohai NAWA YAHAWAH Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashai, BAHASHAM HAQADASH, Halalyam La Abanawa, NAWA, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashai, BAHASHAM HAQADASH, SHAMAYAM.
All right, so what the brother and I said in the Hebrew tongue was, "Hear, O Israel, Yahawah, our God, Yahawah is one. We bless you, Yahawah. Bless you, Yahawashi, in the name of the Holy Spirit. And all phrases to our Father, our God, Yahawah, in the name, Yahawashi, in the name of the Holy Spirit, which is in heaven." All right, and double honors.
Double honors
to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone, and much respect to the sincere Akim who are laboring works. And Shalom,
Shalom
to you believers, to the Akim or Aqua, which of you brothers and few among sincere sisters who do proud to this truth. All right. AHBA is out the lesson is edifying, face the point, and as always,
YAHAWAH
giving thanks to our powerful Holy Spirit. All right, AHBA is out the lesson is edifying, plain upon table, straight to the point. All right, I'm your brother Malkia, other brother Noom. All right, warriors for YAHWASHI again. So today's lesson is going to be a response or like a land back off of the brother Manakazak lesson on Famine of the Word. I got a particular article I want to bring out. Some brothers have been touching on it. Then we're going to get the scriptures, okay? We'll get it on here. This came out on January 2nd. It says the World Economic Forum will plot how to counter, quote unquote, misinformation, which really is trying to plot against what? They're trying to counter truth.
Yep.
Okay. At its 2023 annual meeting. Okay. It says the international group wants to predict and mitigate what it determines to be misinformation. And what is it that they want to mitigate to determine what is misinformation is truth?
Yep.
Okay. What the prophets of Yahawah is pushing up. Okay. I remember when a brother said something that was very true. In order to tell a lie, you gotta know the truth, right? All right.
That's what they're trying to sign to service the prophets. We have the starting with the elders and apostles, Great Millstone, man. We have the 100% truth, all the way down to us, the lowest stuff. We have it.
And what do we mean by the 100% truth is what we teach. Like I said, prophesying parts. We prophesying parts. We know parts. So what we teach is 100% truth. Okay.
We're not trying to say how the elders say. We're not saying that we know everything, especially stuff in this world. How to fix this, how to do that. No, we talking about everything in this word
and the Bible,
truth.
The article says the World Economic Forum, also known as WEF, an elected global organization that seeks to quote unquote shape global, regional, and industry agendas, has announced the schedule for its 2023 annual meeting, which includes a panel on countering quote unquote misinformation, countering the truth. Okay. The panel is titled quote unquote Countering Threats in the Age of Black Swans, and will take place on January 18th, 2023 at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, EST.
Real quick, just to add more edification. Look up that word real quick.
Which one?
Black swans.
Black swans? Okay.
there's something really distinctive about those words, black swan,
Black
right?
swans.
And we're gonna tell you why they saying it.
Okay.
You know, the thing should be, very simplistic itself, how they define it. All right, look at that. Literally, look at that shit. It says, what is a black swan? A black swan is an unpredictable event that is beyond what is normal, expected of a situation, and has potentially severe consequences, right? So what are they honestly truly gonna do, right? When they try to when they come down with that great wrath, persecution, right? When they start to combat so-called, conspiracy theories, right? So-called misinformation, right? Us pushing out this truth, right? When they come to combat this, they're gonna fucking put faces on certain unpredictable events that are gonna have severe consequences. But for who? For us, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody's gonna believe what these people are gonna say about us, man. Because they are in power, right? The Edomites, right? They're in power, so they're gonna be able to put a face to some sort of unpredictable calamity that's gonna happen and be like, oh, well, they keep talking about this. They said this. You see in this lesson, they're gonna bring up a little phrase that we said in a lesson before, talking about Babylon the Great being destroyed, right? And then some sort of fucking calamity is gonna happen out here that's kind of, you know, biblical, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be sanctioned by the Edomites, and they're gonna put our faces on it, man.
What they call it, order out of chaos.
Yeah.
They're gonna engineer a stage, chaotic event.
Yep.
And then they pretty much gonna demonize.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna brand the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, the prophet YAHAWASHI as being the terrorists, the extremists, the reason why all the chaos is going on. Okay. I actually went to the meeting of the Black Swans down here. It says, what do black swans symbolize? It says the black swan theory, or theory of black swan events, is a metaphor that describes an event that comes as a surprise, okay, as a major effect, and is often inappropriately rationalized after the fact with the benefit or hindsight. So pretty much, there's going to some event is going to take place here in America where it's going to catch the people off guard. It's going to be suddenly. The scripture says that the day of the Lord shall come at the thief in the night. Right? It's going to happen suddenly. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to catch you off guard. And our power, YAHAWAH Shai, is going to use his sword, which is Esau Edom, to engineer such events, to stage such a surprise events, major effects. Okay, that's going to catch people off guard. They're going to blame this truth as being misinformation. Okay.
Well, they got people out here now, doing stuff like that. Literally plotting little things here and there in the city just so they could fucking, be able to have those happen, right? Push them right into effect when the cities, are really at its really lax state, right? When people are fucking in their very chill fucking states of mind, right? At home and their securities, right? Like the scripture says, then suddenly the wrath of the Lord, YAHAWAH shall come upon thee, and thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
Yes, the Rock 5-7.
Yeah. It's gonna happen like that, man.
Shalom to the love Akim, YAHAWAH SHAR BARAK.
Shalom, YAHAWAH SHAR BARAK.
Yeah, right now, it's actually a land back off your lesson, Brother Manakzak, the land back. We want to do a quick little response on it. But yeah, we're going into how they have this upcoming meeting with the WEF, the World Economic Forum, to combat, quote unquote, combat against misinformation. Pretty much the truth. Okay, that's how we know the famine of the word is fastly approaching. Okay, let me see. I think there's a little more to that. It says the description for the panel doesn't define misinformation, but claims that, quote unquote, a wide range of actors, aren't the prophets are known as being a specular unto the people, something along that line. What?
Spectacle.
Yeah, pretty much, the prophets are very animated. We're like actors pretty much. The earth is known as being a theater. And what do you do in a theater? You perform, you're acting, right? So, I'm thinking about who they talking about as the prophets. A wide range of actors have access to an ever increasing capacity to spread misinformation, to spread the truth. Okay, this says the capacity according to the WEF, the World Economic Forum, is supposedly compounding, quote unquote, threats that were once considered outliers. All right, but
man, you're gonna have people really fucking falling for this bullshit.
yeah, no, if you want to go more into this article, I left the link to the article, and they'll take you directly to the website. It's in the description box. But yeah, the title itself speaks loud and clear. It says, World Economic Forum will plot how to counter quote unquote misinformation, which is the truth, at its 2023 annual meeting. Okay, so remember there was another article, I think like a few months ago, which states how that the EU are going to combat against the conspiracy theories or something along that line. All right, so there's only a matter of time where we ain't gonna be able to do what we're doing right now. Okay, but let's get the script. Well, which one you have? Let me get this.
I know what Amos did left, unless you guys.
Matter of fact, yeah, you open up with that one. I'm gonna get first Samuel. Well, you get the King James version, I get the NLT version.
Amos there. All right, come on. This is the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 11 to 13. It says, behold, that day is come, saith the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. And they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst.
So let me get that in NLT version, then we'll break it down as quickly as possible. In the New Living Translation, it says, the time is surely coming, says the sovereign Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, when I will send a famine on the land, not a famine of bread or water, but of hearing the words of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. People will stagger from sea to sea and wander from border to border, searching for the word of the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and they will not find it. Beautiful girls, right? It says virgins, right? Beautiful girls and strong young men will grow faint in the day, thirsting for the Lord's word. So when the famine of the word is finally among the people are going to be seeking for answers, right? What that scripture says, there was a crying for wine in the streets, right? People are going to be seeking for answers because what? All hell has broken loose. There's too much going on that the people can't wrap their minds around it, and they can't keep up. They're not able to be stable in those times, right? So they're going to be seeking for answers. They're going to be scrolling throughout the internet. They're going to be scrolling through YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, platforms where the prophets can, push the truth out. Even to the point where people are going to be staggering from highway to highway, plaza to plaza, parking lot to parking lot, park to park, somewhere in the public where the people remember seeing these prophets teaching that, they're not going to find them there. Okay? They're going to be putting an effort to try to seek for these men, but they're not going to be able to find it because there's a famine now. There's a shortages on having access to this truth the way how you have access to it now. Right now, the people can just wake up and just freely scroll through YouTube and can just easily come across DMS channels and the like-minded brothers that teach the same doctrine. Rumble, you can find them all over Rumble. You can find them on whatever platforms, but the time's gonna come where you ain't gonna be able to find them at all. The only way you're gonna be able to have access to these words, you got to actually physically come across a prophet, and you better hope that that prophet is not experiencing in the book of Ezekiel where his tongue is cleaving to the roof of his mouth. Yeah, he's gonna be dumb pretty much. You know, he's not gonna be your reproval. He's just gonna be just looking at you like,
"Thou should be done dumb unto them."
Yeah, man. All right, so and the scary part about it is that, let's say you do come across a prophet in that time, you better hope that that prophet had the spirit onto him to rebuke you, because if not, the spirit's gonna be on him to say shit.
Even if he does, though, right? The scripture also says, whether they hear or forbear, for they are a rebellious house.
Yep.
It's really up to YAHAWAH to have you, get that understanding or not. You'd be like, oh, well, that don't make sense. Hey, well, look, you forbear, go. There's nothing that prophet can do now. Look, he probably got sealed right back up to be done. And he just told you what you had to know. But I wanted to grab this, to back you up. You're saying that everybody's going to be running to and fro, right, seeking this knowledge, right? And the prophet's not going to be out there, right? This is a prime example right here. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 5. Yeah, chapter 5, getting straight to the point, verse 9 and 10. Right, it says, salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then, right, here's the point right here, right? Then shall wit hide itself, right? Who has wit? Who has this true knowledge, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, right? Service the prophet. Right, it says, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber, and shall be sought of many, and shall not be found. So literally, you're gonna have people running to and fro out here, man, seeking for the word of the Lord, YAHAWASHI outside. And guess what? You're not gonna be able to find it. Literally, there's many accounts in the scriptures that we can literally keep continuously bring out, man. That's why we continuously push these lessons up, man, because niggas like this, they got the WEF talking about they're gonna basically close this thing down. Literally, the doors of repentance are literally slim to nut, like open. You can barely see the light at the crack. It's not closed yet, but you can barely see the light that's coming through the crack, man. That's why you need to receive this word. You need to come back to YAHAWASHI, right, and turn from your transgressions, man. Because literally, you're gonna be one of these. You're gonna be seeking for the word of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, shall be sought of many and shall not be found, man. Right, let me finish it the rest of this slide. And it says, and then shall unrighteousness and inconsistency be multiplied upon earth.
Oh, wait, read that part again.
And it says, then shall unrighteousness and inconsistency be multiplied upon earth.
Why shall it be multiplied? Because Matthew 24:12. Iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Sin upon sin, wickedness. That's going to happen right there.
Yeah.
Wickedness is going to increase. Okay?
Literally, man.
Right? And a precept that came to mind to back up on that, if you can get 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. Because right now, these teachings, like this wise counsel, is not precious to the people right now, because they're 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. This wise counsel, this living waters, right? It's not precious to the eyes of the mass of the people, because you know what? Because they're still receiving benefits.
Yep.
They're still able to wake up and catch the bag, eat freely, eat as much, but real soon, when all hell break loose, this wise counsel that the mass of the people had took for granted is going to be very precious to the people. That's what you can get that.
This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, and the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord YAHAWAH before Eli, and the word of the Lord YAHAWAH was precious in those days.
And what days? The famine of the word.
There was no open vision.
All right, so I'm gonna get that in NLT version. It says, meanwhile.
Damn.
In the New Living Translation, it says, meanwhile, the boy Samuel served the Lord YAHAWAH Yahawashi by assisting Eli. Now, in those days, messages from the Lord YAHAWAH Yahawashi were very rare, and visions were quite uncommon.
I got a precept for that.
Right? And why the words of the Lord are going to be made very rare and the visions were quite uncommon, in the times we're coming into the famine of word, because you ain't going to see the prophets doing what we're doing right now. You ain't going to see them in the public doing what the men of YAHAWASHI are doing right now. All right. So it's going to right now it's common to the eyes of the people of seeing the prophets out there. Okay, constantly receiving messages, and visions, but soon it's going to be uncommon for the people not seeing the prophets out there.
See, the crazy thing is too, man, they see us out there, right? They see this as a friend, right? They think that this is a game. They think this is just something that we're doing for our vain glory, right? Something that we just picked up on, and we just want to be outside on the highways, with Bibles in our hands. Like, no, man. YAHAWASHI has literally, put the Spirit on us to go do this, to glorify His name, and to also warn our people, man. And a lot of our people, they just drive by thinking this shit is funny, man. That's why it behooves you, so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, man, to come seek the word of the Lord YAHAWASHI before the WEF really fucking tries to combat full effectively, right? The word of the Lord, man, the word of the Most High YAHAWASHI. Because we ain't gonna be out there much longer, man, right? We ain't gonna be able to have the internet much longer, right? And then from that point on, it's just gonna be, prophesied to the wind on the highways and hedges, right, without being recorded. But at the end of the day, we're not going to be able to even do that much longer.
Oh, that's a good thing you brought that up. Yeah, it could happen that way where we're no longer able to use the internet to push the word out, but we're still able to be in public speech and speaking. So that's going to give the people a hard time finding the prophets online. So now the people are going to actually have to put in the actual effort. And get your ass up out of the crib and go to the places where you remember seeing the prophets at.
The scriptures tell you where you're gonna find the servants of the prophets, man. Out on the highways and hedges, the chief places of concourse, man. And these marketplaces, right? These places where you see a bunch of traffic, right? A lot of cars going by, right? Right on the corner, you're gonna see, brothers in garments, man, down to the toe with Bibles, pushing the word of YAHAWASHI, man. Right? But I wanted to grab this real quick too to back you up with that Second Samuel. Can you grab this one? Yeah, can you grab this one in the NLT?
Which one?
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 74 and verse 9. I'm gonna get in the KJV real quick. The book of Psalms, chapter 74 and verse 9, it says, "We see not our signs. There is no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that knoweth how long." Oh man. And I think it's between the NLT and the NIV. One of them hit hard.
Okay, you said 74 and
74 and 9.
It says, "We no longer see your miraculous signs." All the prophets are gone. And no one can tell us when it will end.
Woo! Hey, look, that's why literally that right there, that should be scary to you. That should be very frightening. Guess what? The servants and prophets of YAHAWASHI are the ones who only have the information, and they're gonna know the things that are going on in the world, right? The forthcoming calamities, right? The actual events that are actually occurring right now, right? They're all panning out because they're all biblical prophecy, man, right? But when it says, we see no more prophets, right?
Yeah, it says, "We no longer see your miraculous signs. All the prophets are gone."
All the prophets are gone, man.
And no one can tell us when it will end. What will end? Jacob's trouble, the famine, right? That was being out there going around like maniacs with that great rap, just casting people into these camps.
That's why before all the prophets are gone, it behooves you, so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, man, to seek the word of the Lord YAHAWASHI, whether it be on the unicorn, right, the internet, where you actually go out to the highways and hedges and you see these men, right? Us servants, the prophets of YAHAWASHI, man, we not out there for no reason, right? We out there to glorify the name of YAHAWASHI and ultimately have our people fucking come back to turn from their transgressions. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's all for the elect, man. It's all about the elect.
We're also
and
out there.
Like, 1/3 men, women, and children that YAHAWASHI is gonna have mercy upon, man.
And we're also out there too because we've been persuaded through the fear.
Oh yeah,
because we can see the visions before it happens.
Shit, it's that book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
Oh yeah, yep.
Literally.
I'm gonna get Joe. You got something else?
I can grab it.
All right, let me get this book of right? So the book of Job, chapter 15 and verse 21, it says, a dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him.
Man.
So this report, this word, this truth that the prophets are bringing out in the names of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH, is a dreadful sound in the ears of who? The wicked. All right. The people, the faces, the people who you see on the World Economic Forum, the Jew, ish people, small hats, the Rothschild family, the banking family, the very people who the earth was given to the hands to, right? The earth was given to the hands of the wicked, right? Whenever they come across these videos, they hear the prophets speaking the words from the Bible.
Man, they hear YAHAWAH He Is and they freak the hell out.
Yep.
It's like, shit.
To them, it's like, like sometimes like the chalkboard, when you accidentally scratch the chalk on the board,
I hate that
it's like
shit.
that eerie sound. It's like,
Yeah.
That's how this word is onto them, man. It's dreadful into their ears, man, that they can't take it. So that's why they come to a plan to do what? To combat, to plot against quote unquote misinformation. To combat against who? Quote unquote conspiracy theories, where they're talking about the prophets. Okay, because when I'm mistaken, conspiracy goes into like a group of people that comes together and speak on something along that line. And the prophets, they come together and speak on what? Prophecy. They speak on what's going to happen before it happens.
Because why? It's the truth.
Yeah.
Literally, like the scriptures say, man, you can't do nothing for the truth, but you can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. You can't.
You got
it. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 26 and 27. Right, this is the one the brother quoted earlier, man. Yeah. It says, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI power. He that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house.
So let's say, for example, right, I'm going into like storytelling now.
Oh, shit.
Let's say, famine of word, persecution, we're not out there to prophesy anymore, to teach, right, to execute something called free speech. And let's say some jakes recognize a brother. Oh, that's the brother from such and such camp. Oh, that's one of the prophets of YAHAWASHI. Let's go up to him and ask him, questions for answers. And they ask him questions about that charagma, right? And you tell them, like you keep it real with them, you keep it 100. You're like, hey, the charagma is that R-Fid Chai P. And if you take it, you're done. There's no place for repentance. You're done. Literally, you're done. The scriptures prove it, and you prove with the scriptures, and they forbear it. They pretty much go against it. They just can't accept it. That, hey, because what? They are a rebellious house. Okay.
I'm gonna grab this scripture too, because it's also going into what the brother's saying.
Another example too. You're telling Jake, like, yo, the Edomites are our enemies, man. You're not to trust them. And they still trying to go against that. Hey,
not all white people are bad. Shit, nigga, you stupid as hell.
You got it.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 24 and verse 27. It says, in that day shall thy mouth be open to him which is escaped, right? And thou shalt speak and be no more dumb. And thou shalt be a sign unto them, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI.
So when the Spirit comes onto our brother to, to speak on what our power wants to say, hey, the Spirit's going to be on him to speak, but if the Spirit's on our brother to not say nothing, to not reprove you, not to give you answers, hey, brother, it's just not going to give you the answer, man.
Because this is also saying that, this is people that are actually going to hear, right? This is actually people that are going to hear and listen, because you are one of the servants of the prophet, right? They've seen you before, they've escaped whatever calamity, right, that YAHWASHI has let them escape, so they can come across you, right, so they can ultimately, right, be sealed with the word YAHWASHI, right? When it says, and they escape, and thou shalt speak unto them and be no more dumb, and that shall be a sign unto them. They're gonna be like, oh shit, he knows, he really knows this information, right? He basically just told us everything that's gonna happen and what's gonna happen before, and it's ultimately going to see or believe in them, right? That's how they're going to know, like, all right, yeah, he's one of the men of the Lord, man. He's one of the men, the servants, the prophets of YAHAWASHI. Then it says, they shall know that I am the Lord, right? Hey.
Only a precept to back you up on that. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 33. And when this come to pass, right, the prophecies, right? And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, meaning like it's for sure, like it's going to happen, right? Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. When are the people going to finally know that that a prophet has been among them? When they see that that charagma is now mandatory in order for you to what, to buy or sell.
Yep.
When they finally see themselves and their loved ones being cast into these prison places, you know, the fun camps and shit. Okay. When they see themselves and their loved ones starving, their stomach touching their back, they out there eating a damn titty on the cheese sandwich and shit. Okay. Right, you know, cannibalism and shit, you know, all these projects come to pass, man. All right, then they're gonna find out that prophet has been among them. Okay. Let's see. This is Isaiah 24:11. Yeah. We can actually start from verse 10, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 10, 11, and 12, but the point is 11. But let's get up. I think it's 10, 11, 12.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verses 10 through 12. It says, the city of confusion is broken down.
And that city of confusion is America, because America is known as Babylon. And Babylon means what? Confusion.
Yep.
By mixing of what? Religions, doctrines, philosophies. Right. So that city of confusion that will soon be broken down is America.
Every house is shut up, that no man may come in.
Every house going, you know, people going to be, you know, boarding up their homes, you know, probably locking up, putting padlocks and shit like that, because people are so afraid because of the amount of chaos that is going on out there, man. The lockdowns and shit like that too. People are acting up.
There's tradition among men, niggas kicking indoors. Yep. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All the joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And the city is left desolation. And the gate is smitten with destruction.
Right. So, you know, there was a crying for wine, for answers in the streets. It's the famine of hearing his word. Because the prophets are no longer available like that. Okay. The words of the Lord are now what? Precious.
Yep.
Right? It's uncommon for them to not see the prophets out there no more.
There what it says, like how it says in 2 Ezra chapter 5, if I'm not mistaken, verse 9, where it says, which shall hide itself in his secret chambers. Yep. There shall be sought of many.
And it says, and the mirth of the land is gone. Right? Mirth goes into like joy, cheerfulness, you know, pretty much like, you know, like happy, jolly mood, but that's going to be taken away because the new spirit that's going to be on earth, especially here in America, is going to be the spirit of fear, the spirit of death.
Yep.
Okay, ain't gonna be no mirth, ain't gonna be no you know, parties and go to the club. No, it's gonna be a lifestyle of survival. Every day,
of the fittest.
Every day, all day, the people are gonna be on edge. They're gonna be on edge, like, yo, am I gonna eat today? How I'm gonna get my meal today? Who is gonna be my meal today? All right, it's about to get bad out here, man. All right, we about to come to a society where it's no longer a woman's world.
Oh no,
it's about to be a man's world. Okay, all right, and if you don't got a man of YAHAWASHI, you're through.
Specifically, a man of the Lord.
All right. Yep. Yep. Was that verse 12? Said?
Sorry, verse 12. Can we read again?
Yeah, read again.
Verse 12, it says, "And the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction."
Okay, so the left, yeah, so it's gonna be looking like a war zone out here, right? Desolation goes into like a void, emptiness. It's gonna be looking like that because a lot of people are gonna be dying, right? The great deaths. People are gonna be cast into prisons. All right, it's not gonna be that many people left out there like that, man. Okay. All right, it's gonna be looking like a war zone out here, you know, civil war, right, which is gonna happen again. Sedition among men, right? So, you know, think of race wars, riot wars, the Egyptians, just war upon war everywhere, man. Right?
Yeah, that's gonna be the new norm, war. death, destruction, calamity, war. But that's gonna be the new norm around here. Literally.
Let's get that Revelation 12:12 and 17.
Yeah. The book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12 and verse 17. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, right? Destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Right, so that devil was talking about Esau, Edom, so-called white man, the physical counterpart of spiritual Satan, all right, who comes in and working, right, the energy of spiritual Satan. He's about to come down with great wrath, right, because what? They know, believe it or not, the HAYA family, the RAWCHAA family, even they know themselves that their rulership is actually coming to an end. They don't have much time left.
From them.
Yep. Yeah.
Verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
And that dragon, talking about Esau, Edom, so-called white man, right? Today, think of like the HAYA family, right? The elites. And there was wrought with who? It said the woman, right?
Yep.
The woman is talking about the nation YAHAWASHI, okay? The Hebrew Israelites, okay?
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High Yahweh, and have the testimony of YAHAWASHI HaMashiach.
So when that devil comes down with that great wrath, right? He's wrought with the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, and within our whole nation, there's a particular remnant that he really has his eye on, because that remnant is no longer conformed onto Esau anymore. They're now conformed onto our power, picking up the characteristics traits, the mindset of YAHWH. Okay, that remnant is the ones that's sincerely trying to keep the commandments, the laws and commands of YAHWH, right? And then within that portion, you have just a small remnant of men that has what? The testimony of Yahawashi Mashiach, which is what? The spirit of prophecy. And that's what he really wants to make war upon them, because we're the ones that's we're spreading truth, but they call it misinformation.
Because we uncovering Esau's fucking, his wicked ass fucking ways, man. His wicked ass rulership. That's why the scripture says, have made Esau bare. He's getting uncovered, man. His fucking nakedness is being shown, man. Which, and not saying like truly his nakedness, but his wicked fucking ways of life, man. Right? In this world, they're being uncovered. They're being revealed. And he's being revealed itself for being the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man.
He's being revealed for who they really are as a people in the Bible, and their devices is being revealed. Right, their tricks, their schemes, their plots, their evil purpose. And what's that evil purpose? That what they call a one world religion, that new world order. Okay, right, is being revealed by the prophets, who has what? The testimony of Yahawashi Mashiach, the spirit of prophecy. Okay, and because these men has the testimony of Yahawashi Mashiach, they these devils are having a hard time combating against this spiritual fight. Okay, so real soon he's gonna have to get carnal now.
Reason why he's out of pride, because he's a carnal fucking man anyway.
He's not spiritual, he's carnal.
Clearly, that's why the scriptures for us, they say, our weapons of warfare are not carnal.
All we're doing is this. We're just reading the words. We're just reading what our power said towards you Edomites, and your rulership is being destroyed.
Destroyed, man.
And there's nothing, he cannot fight against this. He's having a hard time fighting against, the spiritual battle. So he's going to have to come down with that great wrath. He's going to have to physically make war against the remnant of her seed.
Yep.
Okay. All right. But then when he does do that, guess what? Isaiah 59:19.
Hey man, AHBA, we those men, man. AHBA. Also, the reason why, with this word, Esau, Edom, the wicked, his fucking kingdom is falling down, is also because, like the scriptures say, that the word of the Lord, word of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi is literally likened to a double-edged sword, cutting asunder, both, flesh, spirit, bone, something, roughly paraphrasing around there, it's literally because it's cutting Esau, Edom up himself spiritually, And it's also fucking tearing down the pillars that are building, that have this fucking kingdom ruling, man. And each pillar that falls off, it unstabilizes the foundation of Babylon the Great, right? And it's more shaky. A lot of people are rising up. A lot of people are coming, into this wisdom and knowledge, man. A lot of people are being, awakened, right? For lack of a better term, right? That's why, like the brother said, he's gonna be like, look, I gotta stop this shit. I gotta stop this shit, and I need to draw my sword. Now I gotta go get physical.
Believe it or not, his sword is already in the process of being drawn out. It's only a matter of time where the sword is no longer in that holster, right? Now it's out, and it's time for me to use it now.
He is out, and he got that bitch stuck in the sky, like, let's go.
He on that Thundercat vibe. Thundercat. Oh.
Shit, that nigga wish he had power though. Shit.
Well, they're gonna have power on the left hand side though. They got some shit, man.
Technology, yeah.
Yeah, so I probably gonna show out on the right hand side. All right, let's get that Matthew, that persecution scripture, chapter 5, verse 10 to 12. Yeah.
Okay. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 10 through 12. And it reads, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you."
So right, it says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for there is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile," so brand, stigmatize, condemn you, right? Revile, criticize in an abusive or angrily assaulting matter. So it's a blessing when the people, was in Second Ezra chapter 16, they were on the 70th verse when they say it was a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, a violent uprising against those that fear the Lord YAHAWASHI. So it's a blessing when men shall revile you. Pretty much to the point where now that it's getting very violent now.
Yep.
They cussing at you, they spitting on you, and saying all kinds of crazy shit to you, man. Okay. And it says then persecute you, right? So it's a blessing, like persecute, right? It says subject someone to hostility and ill treatment, especially because of their race or political or religious beliefs. So when that great persecution comes upon, our whole nation in general, Hebrew Israelites, but especially those that fear YAHAWASHI, right? It's a blessing for those particular individuals that serve YAHAWASHI, because you are a Hebrew Israelite, right? Your race, you're being persecuted, right? You're being subject onto hostility and ill treatment because you are a Hebrew Israelite doing the will of YAHAWASHI. Okay, you are a Hebrew Israelite that believes in this religious beliefs, this doctrine, this truth, doing the will of whatever lot that was given to you. Okay, whether you're a prophet, a teacher, a helper, you're one of the members of YAHAWASHI, the body. Okay, and it says, "Rejoice and be exceeding glad, right? For great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you." So the prophets of the old. Prophets in the past were persecuted because what? They were Hebrew Israelites that was doing the will of YAHAWASHI. And history merely repeats itself, right? Nothing is really new under the sun. So if it happened in the past, it's going to happen again. If you find yourself teaching, prophesying today, most likely you were persecuted in the past. You're going to get persecuted again. Okay.
Just the only difference is the persecution in this day and age is going to be far beyond anybody's comprehension, man. It's going to far exceed the persecution that happened in the past, man. Far exceed that by great means. Like, it's gonna be crazy. You're gonna see shit out here that is unfathomable. You'll be looking like, oh shit, it look like a damn sci-fi movie out here.
It's gonna be bad out here,
bad.
Was there anything else you want to bring up?
Oh,
that's all I got.
God, hey, shit. I'm Barack Zada. This lesson was edifying, man. It behooves you, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, man, to take heed and get this word while you still can. Actually, we should end it with that. Which one? The book of Sirach. Chapter
5
5
and 7.
verse 7.
Right. You get that, and I'll get the precept for it. It's in Isaiah. Get that.
Just thinking about it, I was like, oh man, I don't even think we read it. Salakia. Or kind of the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 7. It says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Right? Don't wait. Right? It says, put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Right? So don't put off from day to day. Don't be how you call it, a procrastinator, right? Don't be a procrastinator. Talk about, oh, I got so much shit to do, I got so much stuff in my life, I'll turn to the Lord soon, But then when the day, when the day of the Lord comes upon you, what you gonna do, right? Because literally it says, suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Shai come, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. You're gonna wish in that day that you had Yahweh Shai on your side, man, because at the end of the day, you made it tearing. That's why you're being destroyed. That's why you're being fucking dealt with, but on a fucking malicious level, man. You're being dealt with by Allah now. Now you're not dealing with the merciful side of him. Right now you're dealing with Allah man. Terrible light, demon, almighty power. Shit. That's why Bahuji, man, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, to take heed to this word of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shine. Hold it, man. Hold it. Like the scriptures say, hold out fast what thou hast till I come. I'm roughly paraphrasing.
I think that's Galatians 3 and 11. Let's get a precept. 2 more precepts. I'm gonna get that one in Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 6. You can get 2nd Chronicles.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Chapter 15, verse 13.
Yeah.
All right, so the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 6. It says, seek ye the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. And Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, can be found, and he is near because he still has his prophets still able to go out there in public to teach. The prophets of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI are still able to use the internet to push out this word, to blow that trumpet, whether it's on the internet, right, or out in public. Okay, all right, you got it.
This is the book of 2nd Chronicle, chapter 15, and I'm gonna start at verse 12. Verse 13 is the point. It says, they entered into the covenant to seek the Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI of their fathers with all their heart and all their soul, right? And that's what we're doing now, man. We're seeking the Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI with all our heart, man, all our soul, all our mind. Every essence of our existence, man, we searching Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, right? And seeking for that mercy, man, right? Verse 13, it says that whosoever would not seek the Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, the power of Israel, should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman.
Right, whether small or great, so young or old, male or female. Okay, doesn't matter your gender. You could be a goldfish today, a cat tomorrow. Okay,
whatever you classify yourself to be.
Yeah, right. Shit. Doesn't matter which one. You could be a transformer, a Decepticon, the Optimus Prime. You can get judged. Okay, right. If you don't seek the Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. I'm talking about your Israelites. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You got some people of our nation that's of that Decepticon, transformer group,
of that confused westernized mindset, man.
Right. But it doesn't matter, man. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, especially if you know that you are a Hebrew Israelite and you have not actually repented to Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM HAQADASH, hey, I was gonna get your ass. Yahawah YAHAWASHI is gonna get you ass. Plain and simple.
The scriptures say, judgment shall start at the house of my sanctuary, roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, I think 1 Peter 4:17.
Look here in this ministry, like the brother say, those are so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, that now you're a Hebrew Israelite, but you haven't been fucking, to the best of your ability, been rehearsing the righteous acts, right? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, right? You still got that wicked ass mindset. Hey, you're done.
And most importantly, having faith in Yahawah, that he's going to deliver you. But a lot of our people lack that. They don't believe in Yahawah. They don't believe that he's going to be that he is the Redeemer. He's the one that's going to save.
But like the scriptures say, we're not justified, by the law, right? We're justified through faith in YAHAWAH He Is. Just add on to what the brother said.
Yeah, that's all we got for today's lesson. I left the link in the live chat of the article that we was actually going into about the World Economic Forum having their annual meeting with soon to combat against misinformation. True, really. All right, it's also in the description box too. RAWCHAA, the lesson was edifying.
AHTHAH.
Hopefully, it was plain upon the tables. You got fed. All right, so we're gonna close out by giving them much due, all praises, honor, and glory to
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH.
and double honors
Double honors.
to the apostles, and elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, and much due respect to the sincere Alchemy World Labor and Works, and Shalom.
Shalom.
To you believers, to the Alchemy of Aqua, which be your brothers and few amount of sincere sisters who do subscribe to this truth. And as always,
DTA, Abba, soon, Panya, Sharad. Shalom.